Well, it's been 10 minutes and they still haven't gotten a queue, so I don't know what we're waiting on. My best presumption is that it's because San Diego's going on, which is fair enough. That's typically how it goes. As soon as I fucking say that, they go to qualifying.
Drivers, to your
I'm
car.
gonna kill them. I'm going to kill these people. That'll be like 15 seconds. I'll get to the usual yapping I do. That's the wrong button. Welcome to Talladega, Alabama, where the Budweiser Cup Series takes on the mighty Talladega Superspeedway for today's EA Sports 500, the final Superspeedway of the season. Take a look at the point standings heading in. After 13 races, Hector Garcia takes back the points lead from Trainer, my bad, still not used to it. Chico third by himself. When Fisher is getting overtaken for fourth by Frieza Rodriguez, but Scarlet Inn is also not too far off. And yeah, that's really about it. It's pretty much. While Chico could insert himself in, it's realistically up to Trainer, and Garcia for the Season 7 championship. So, from the preview little yapping session I did muster before qualifying was finally put on, San Diego's currently ongoing, so I don't expect too much of a field tonight. Fair enough. I do have it in the background, and we still have closer to 1 minute 30, so I might as well just yap about that. I haven't watched too much about San Diego. Guys have been busy doing my own thing and setting up and whatnot. But I've also inclined to say that I probably wouldn't watch it anyway. Not because I don't like it, it's just nothing is really appealing about it. Like, yes, it's a new street course, it's at Naval Base, and it's NASCAR, but anything else was on the table, I'll probably pick that over watching. And I did this last year too, with Mexico City on both races, because, I don't know, just the summer stretch and nothing's really interesting to me anymore. And yeah, that's really my take on it. I don't dislike San Diego. I haven't driven that track myself, although there is a beta version for NR2003 in the works by Jake Dorsey. It's going to be in fast and it's invite only. And it sucks that that league is keyboard racist, if you will, so they don't allow keyboard drivers. But enough about that. Qualifying has wrapped up. Zach Armstrong was pole position with Traynor lying up alongside. It'll be Shunome Jaggins third and fourth, with Garcia, Den, and Gregory not setting lap times. So 7 cars for a pretty long while actually. Got 47 laps upon us. So the only entry for today's race is that this has a custom EXC. This is to increase the horsepower on these race cars, so that's really about it. Otherwise, it's just your usual Super Speedways in NR. And with more horsepower, it means you gotta ensure that you bucket out the pace pit road speed, which is a ungodly 70 miles per hour. Yeah, just these two NG3 on track, as you normally wanting to practice his pin entry, I suppose. Zach Armstrong did pretty well last week, although his strategy didn't go into his favor. He led a good chunk of the opening part of Phoenix last Friday, hoping for a little bit of a rebound now that Biola and Tyler, most of his competition isn't here, again because of San Diego. And speaking of which, they have gone back green. I'm not showcasing that, but San Diego has gone back green with 15 to go. Wasn't aware of why the previous caution went out, but there had been a good chunk of them. And yeah, with no other real intrigue, is just the two championship contenders are here. They're just gonna get easy points off this. Shinonome is likely gonna remain in third, and with neither Fisher nor what's his face? I just mentioned him. Let me bring it back up. Friesen. Yep, that's fine. I was blanking on the name. But neither of them here. That means fourth place in points goes Skylar Dan. Holy Jimmy Johnson dive bomb! I just saw that. I had to race up on my phone and bruh. The bro was not making the corner, but somehow did. So we'll see how long this happy hour is gonna go for. I mean, it's 15, coming to 14 to go, and the lap times are well over 2 minutes, so we're not gonna wait around for it. And judging by the cautions, it's probably gonna take at least, if it stays green, it will take about 30 minutes. So we're not gonna wait that long. I hope not. Laura trying to rebound after last week just did not get the results she wanted, and just
Drivers, to your cars.
she trying to put on a rebound here. I'll help them by speeding up the process so we're not here all day. So ideally, but looks like engines have already fired up here, and gonna have to set my phone aside because I have this race to watch. As boring it might be. So today's race is going to be 47 laps, 0.2x for custom EXE, and points on no return at 4 laps to go. It's going to be 7 cars, fairly small field in Talladega County, but hopefully that means I get very few cautions, if ideally none, throughout the course of this race. So pace car's gonna head in. Something happened with 12 with Gregory, but he's back rolling. The field is in hands of Zach Armstrong, who will go all the way through trial vote, awaits the flagman, and we are underway from Talladega Superspeedway. The 13 did not get going. That's Skylar Den, who's about ready to lose the draft immediately. But the last thing you want here at Talladega is to be left behind on lap 1. And speaking of being left abandoned, everyone just abandons the outside. Lord Trenor, unfortunately, the last car standing here, but Juko's gonna try to get up in front of her. It's only 2 cars, which is not enough compared to the 4 that remain on the bottom. And Gregory looks outside. Doesn't have anyone immediately behind him. Juko's trying to close in, but to no avail. Armstrong leads the opening lap. And they're getting already pretty dicey. Shiranome trying to push the 12 mid-corner, but that didn't necessarily transpire to a run. The chat point, at the game chat point out that the 13 may not be on the correct EXE. As I mentioned, this Super Speedway EXE increased horsepower, so that's why the 13 is already off the track, but he may not have the correct EXE being ran right now. And if he is on the right EXE, then must got a terrible start, because it's sort of similar, at least how the drivers described it, similar to CTS physics on these super speedways, where you do not want to be the caboose of the draft train. It's just much harder to suck up, and I believe that's also a possibility. So currently, Zach Armstrong actually got shoveled out, so gonna have a new lap leader is going to be between Dragons and Garcia, with Juko trying to pick a line and stick to it. The lap credit is going to be given to Dragons, with Shiranome giving a push towards Garcia. Even lane split 3 cars apiece after 4 laps here. And just Shiranome is getting really squirmy trying to push people. It's just Trainor likely knew that and went down low, at least for the time being, just so she could get ahead of the 51. But it's also imperative to also get ahead of the 8 car of Hector Garcia, the championship rivals. Led into this race 5 points above the 18. And Laura gonna have to try anything here with this little car count to maximize points here. And hope for the worst. Towards the 8, gonna be a netco collision between the 18 and Gregory, and my game crashed. As soon as that wreck happened, my game crashed. Lovely. Can't have nice things here. So we won't be able to get a replay on that. While waiting to fall out, gonna have to kill my settings here. So apologies. Try and get you back live as soon as I can after I'm unsure that I'm all set up. And I believe we're back. I think my timing board broke. Kind of checking. But the 12 of Gregory in the pit lane, Skylar then also. And just exiting, so it's gone back to single file with Dragons at the helm of the ship. And yeah, my lap cam broke. Okay. I'm going to hold this back and hopefully. So I'm gonna have to crash my game here and can I just reset all the tech stuff behind the scenes to get those working. Don't want to leave you out with outdated info, if you will. Alright, so try this again. Again, do apologize for the tech issues. So it's Garcia Lab 8, and hopefully that part update. I'm trying to refresh my stuff here to hopefully fix it. And that is a very deceased number 12. This stream is really butchered, and my game crashed again. So I can't have good stuff even if I wanted to. Ay. The things I do for this league. I'm gonna be a driver or a broadcaster. Okay, but what things I have to dumb down now? I'm gonna have to put it like bare bones. That way it can survive. Reset everything for like the 5th time today, and hopefully, for the love of God, do not crash the game. We're only 10 laps in, I've already had a good chunk of issues. This is Talladega Model 2014, which I haven't seen any issues on, but I feel like it might be something related to compression, if that were to be the case. So I think the note I'll provide to myself here, do not look at the wreck. Do not be actively looking at the wreck. Because for both spins that occurred, and oddly both of them related to William Gregory, the game crashed both times. But hopefully, with the mess cleared up, the lap counter is broken. I give up on that, but it's going to be completing lap 11 out of 47 here at Talladega Superspeedway. Hector Garcia leads the train. Zach Armstrong P2, Dragons in 3rd, Laura Train Noir in 4th, and Chico Shionami P5. There's Skylar in P6 and William Gregory P7, the only 7 cars set to participate. Those two have found, those two have found each other. If that's any consolation. Up top comes Dragons. Gonna try to find any amount of speed on the exit of these corners to break even, but the inside Garcia looks to block. 78 brushes the outside, and he's going to be abandoned. Number 18 moves up to 2nd place. Garcia apologizes for that block. That puts 78 back to being the caboose. So with fuel mileage, it's probably 19 to 20 laps, so we're not too far away from pit stops. We haven't had a caution yet. Yeah, well, if you're trying to do something different from the others, unfortunately, you can't really do that because these are essentially the only partners you'll have. So if you try to go in by yourself, that's already a death sentence. You need, at best, you still need at least very minimum one partner to not lose too much time during the pit cycle here. And who knows, maybe they'll catch up to the two lapped cars drafting off each other, make it 7 and one big pack again. Jainer takes the lead on the outside, helped with Shunome, and Dragon's gonna slide into third right there. Sort of like the teams have been established to be Garcia and Armstrong working together versus Shunome and Trainor. And 15. Lap 15 of 47 here. And yeah, pretty much single file. As soon as I say that, here comes Shunome wanting to lead for himself. I mean, he's got bad leverage too, as I have to fix this. The two lap cars are running outside. I think this is just a strategical play to get Slipstream from into his nose and take the lead that way, and they have caught them. Gregory thought about blocking the 8 of Garcia, but thought better of it. Scouten also going a lap down, so everyone is back in one big slump. With Gregory being 3 laps down, so he's going to be off the pace no matter what. It's just, and I'm unsure if the 13 had time to get into the correct DXC if that was the presumption I made earlier true. But yeah, already there, he's not going to stay with this lead group anymore, so it's already 1 lap down, just a matter of time if he'll go down 2. While all that was happening, Dragons on the outside getting help from Garcia. And Dragons gets clear, that puts Garcia in a bad spot, but gets it patched up. And that slots into 2nd place here. When Shunome thought about helping. Yes, no, yes. 7-8's blinking. But the number 8 ultimately is by himself on the outside, so he's gonna have to go towards the back of this queue here. Finds open space ahead of Armstrong. It's a matter of chicken. Who wants to be dicey? Who wants to be calm? Right now, Armstrong has been the most calm so far. Hasn't really made too many moves. He kind of just been following people up the road, but hasn't done much daredevil activity himself. He's not the type of driver to do that. But Skylar Den, he may have figured something out. He is up to speed and has caught back up with these guys, so perhaps to unlap himself, or is he going to maybe join them on this pit cycle? We're on just fresh off the pit lane actually, so discard that. 2 laps down, but has caught the lead drive. I do spot the 18 trying to pit, and yeah, all 6 of them coming to pit. It's got to 70 miles an hour. The 78 is going to spin. It'll be the only car to wreck it in the pit lane. 78 is in the grass currently, but has rejoined. Still gotta execute on these pit stops. 13 didn't exactly do that. Let's be fuel only for the number 8 as the rest of the field gets tires. The 09 also fuel only. He's going to peel off with Garcia. Scourden may be able to join that queue, so it may effectively be a 3v3. But even worse is these two leaving as the only two grouped up. Dragons is still in the pits. I believe that was because of the penalty didn't make it into the pit safely. It is very easy to make mistakes under green flag stops, and it has bitten the 78, unfortunately. So it's going to be a 2-car tandem. Possibly a third if Dan is able to hold their draft. Armstrong leads over Garcia. Then third will be Shironome Trinoir fourth. 78 finally gets back going after serving his penalty in fifth. Scoured MP 6th, and Gregory just now pitting in 7th. And more issues for the 78. His controller died. He's in the infield grass of turn 3. He's going to spin. And trying to get off the track as the leaders are approaching at a high rate of speed. But no collision. Safely gets it out of the way, and he's gonna have to tow it back. So just bad problem turned catastrophic for Dragons. And the 13 has caught up, so this is the strongest group we're going to get here. Around the 2.66 mile super speedway. As the others are either in pit lane or don't have enough cars. Lap 20 of 47. Still a long way to go. So yeah, I don't know what to do, Dylan. There's really nothing to talk about. And all spread out. Still got 28 laps. 25 laps now. Need to go in San Diego, so there's not much time left over there, but the race has already started, and once the qualifying session is over, the server is locked, so no new entrants can join in. They have to be already registered to rejoin the server post qualifying. So it is what it is. 78 still in the pit lane. Again, he's towed it, but unsure if he'll be able to rejoin the circuit. Not that it mattered anyway. The 12 got DQ'd meanwhile. So that'll be our first retirement. William Gregory solidifies his 7th place finish. And Garcia's just not planning on passing Armstrong because he knows that with 13, Kai's just been inconsistent on gaining time versus not. If he decides to make a move for a lead, they'll be side by side and ultimately allow Shinome and Trainor to regain the time they've been losing. 9 seconds is the difference between those two. The third place actually traded. It is Trainor leading third place over Shiranome. Those two just kind of just their own tandem. And it's safe to say the 78 is going to remain 6th. Unless someone ahead of him DNFs. If there's no caution, the 13 will remain in 5th. He's 2 laps down. Dragons being 4. Man, oh man. Like, I should be doing my job, but at the same time, what am I supposed to do? Have gained nothing here. I feel like Duel when he commentated over Essex at Detroit. Like, nothing happened. And currently, nothing's happening. I mean, stuff did happen. I did capture that. It's just that my game crashed, trying to look back at it. It is what it is. Kinda wish I wasn't streaming it, but at the same time, I'm not saying I'm required to, but also, it would probably make sense not to, given my issues and also what's currently happening. It's just one of those low points of the season for this league and pretty much any league. The championship is only down to 2 drivers, and none of, I wouldn't say none of the drivers are interesting, but I feel like the drivers are just plain burnout. And this is pretty much the result. 7 cars at Talladega. 20 to go. 20 laps to go. Make it easy to decipher. It is still Zach Armstrong leading over Hector Garcia, Laura Trainor, and Shiranome 3rd and 4th. We scoured MP5 and Dragons P6. Those are the 6 cars left on the circuit, as we have William Gregory disqualified by the game for one reason or another. Still due for one more pit stop. As well take a look at the fastest lap chart. So, interestingly, Garcia has the fastest lap. It's a 47.5, but right now the leaders are running 48, low 48. So, it might be just because they don't have draft. I mean, I presume all the fastest lappers set towards the start when everyone was grouped together. But now that they're separated, it's much more like qualifying speeds where you're going to be noticeably off. And, right now they're closer to 1 second off per lap. So lap 30, got one more pit stop. If math is right, should be lap 38 to 39. And I'm expecting these peeps to take 1 can. The game may recommend 1.5, but realistically it's better off only taking 1. As for these two, not much progress. 78 finally DNFs labeled as a puncture, but he's had numerous issues ever since the green flag pit stop. And yeah. But back to third and fourth, they've been still losing time. Now down to 10 seconds behind the leader. 13 has properly lost a draft to these two, so that may have been a good reason as to why these two are still gaining on Shunome and Trainor. Bing chilling. Lap 32. 16 to go. Assuming we haven't had a caution yet, and I hope it continues that way. We should end by the time San Diego ends. Bit ironic. And it's just unfortunately one of those days where NASCAR had the attention spans of obviously NASCAR fans, and everyone here likes NASCAR one way or another, so every league kind of just has this experience. So with San Diego being being the main reason why we have a low 10 is pretty much expected, and that's just how the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. Speaking of San Diego, the 18 is dead. And the wall is caved in. God damn. It's at 4 to go. Been hearing from San Diego that the walls keep breaking easily, so, well, simply get better walls. But yeah, Ingram is dead. Anyway. Lap 34 of 47 in the Budweiser Cup Series from Talladega. Order pretty much unchanged. Armstrong, Garcia, and their tandem, third and fourth. Trainer and Shinome, their tandem. Meanwhile, by himself is Skylar Den in fifth, and those are the final 5 cars on the circuit. As we've had 2 DNFs, Dragons, few circuits ago. Had his issues relating to his controller, from what I've been able to decipher. And William Gregory got DQ'd by the game. Couldn't pick up the exact reasoning as to why. Likely because when we did spot a wreck from him in pit lane, likely was going backwards. But my game crashed my game crashed when looking back at it, so can't really tell you with a concrete confirmation. Third and fourth looking to left Skylar, and their best bet now is just to use, likely, hopefully, the 13 will pair it up with them, make it a 3-car tandem. The 18 pulls up in front of him, and the 51 will do the same, so what was a 2-car tandem becomes 3, and that third car should help them regain time. They have regained time already, down to 9 seconds, pretty much where they started. Good theory is we're about to hit pit stops is that these two probably had the idea to take less fuel knowing that there's a second pit stop on the way, you might as well shorten up the first pit stop. That way you can build up this comfy margin and then pit the second time. Likely, I want to assume 1.5 cans. And they'll likely take that same amount. Meanwhile, and for these three, well, two. I'm gonna go with the presumption they took 2 cans, so they're down to, but will be 10 to go, so they should only need 1 can. Keyword should. And they can capitalize on that. Now, these 2 crews may have taken the same fuel. It's just probably with the 1851 taking tires that cost them dearly. Also, not help that the 13 Skyden was with Armstrong and Garcia when they left, and the 1851 were left to fend for themselves. So both shall try this green flag pit stop again as the 2 leaders hit the pit lane. Garcia actually outbrakes Armstrong to get into the commitment line first. Skyler then had to take some evasive action at Carl Edwards style. I don't know if he'll get penalized for that, but I don't know if NR actually has anything with it. Again, both the 8 and 09, no tires, so they've been using the same set of tires they had since the start of the race. The 51, meanwhile, takes tires still, so both times he's been taking tires. The 18 this time thinks better of it, takes no tires, and she's gonna leave by herself. Not that ideal. If your hope is to gain back the time between these two. Just slowly working up the speeds once more. And what should be their final pit stop. Scaling in this time, just crawling to a halt rather. I think they're out of fuel actually. They pitted at the same time as anyone else, and yeah, they had to tow. So, trying to go 1 lap too far, and they ultimately couldn't make it back to their pit box. I mean, you're guaranteed 5th place, so you might as well try something. Here comes Armstrong for the lead. This is what I've been alluding to earlier, but these two side by side is going to draw them back to 3rd, but with the Shinome and trainer cars separated, there's more leverage to make passes now, and Zach Armstrong thought just of that. Going to be lap 41 of 47. Time is winding down. 7 laps to go. Realistically, between Armstrong and Garcia for the win. Meanwhile, Nora is actually backed up to Shinonome, trying to lose as little time as possible. Scour then has rejoined the circuit after needing a refuel and a tow. So these two should benefit. Here comes Garcia. He's gonna get slipstream off the 13 car here, who's riding around the outside, trying to stay. He's gonna predictably stay out of the way here of the 2 leaders. Excuse me. Garcia back to the point with 6 to go. And Armstrong's gonna have to do this all over again. Build up a run and make slingshot pass. This time he's got Skylar Den to potentially assist. 17 seconds from third to first, and that's just a healthy margin. So down to these two for the race win here. He looks high, he looks low. Armstrong's got his nose on the knees as they cross the line for 5 to go. And like I mentioned, Zach is getting assisted with Skylar Den. So the 09 is going to go back to the lead. And Garcia trying to extend his points lead in the championship. Not a lot of races left on the calendar. And with how this race unfolded, this is the best way to do so. But Garcia wants to win. He wants to build as much of a cushion as possible. He's getting pushed at 13 along. The outside in the trial, well, it is 4 to go. And that likely means points no return is now, or end this upcoming lap. So Garcia back to the lead. These two have been trading lead as of late. And they are just, these two have been checking away from Armstrong. This what it looks like. Three to go. Garcia pushing along Skylar Den, the lapped car. And what has been pretty much a snoozer. That's my short and sweet about it. But that doesn't mean we can't get a good finish out of it. Here comes Armstrong. Looks high, tucks back in line. Gonna try again here. Garcia blocks, and this time a little close there, but it looked like Garcia was able to fend off the 09. But here comes Zach back on the outside. Got the 13, providing him with clean air. But he tucks back low, trying to give the 8 some. Not enough. Gonna be Armstrong leading down the backstretch with 2 to go. So Garcia's gonna have to capitalize on this final lap here, build up enough of a run, and pass the 09 with just a lick of time. Zach goes outside. He wants to bypass Skylar Den here, trying to put a car in between these two as they take the white flag. But Zach is done playing around. He wants to get in put the lap car in between, but it's not gonna work out for him. Skylar Den refusing to give way. Hector Garcia takes advantage of it. And Zach's got one more shot here. And the 8 will likely take that note, and he's gonna stay behind the 13. Zach's got one more chance here, coming off of 4. Start finish line's quite a ways further down the pavement than you think, but is that going to be enough? It's going to be Hector Garcia getting win number 2 of the season. Now he played his cards right. He gets career win number 2. His first being at Talladega, or Texas rather, earlier this season. But no wreck needed. Just matter of outsmarting the other guy. was that. And people are going to quickly leave because San Diego's about to end. They're gonna go to overtime. And likewise, I won't keep you, here for too much longer. Just gonna have Garcia do his burnouts and get on with the post race. In Talladega County, the number 8 for June Bug shall be Garcia, who does a Polish victory lap. Handy dandy driving for Garcia. He's going to extend his championship lead. And yeah, I'm not going to follow him all the way around, but you get the idea. So on to the race results. Garcia, your race winner over Zach Armstrong. Pretty big margin between second and third. That's just low car count. Unideal pit ideas during the 2 green flag pit stops. So Laura Trinor, 3rd place. Chukushuno P4. Me Scaladen in 5th. Me Dragons P6 and William Gregory P7. But it's been a pretty quiet night here in the Budweiser Cup Series. Small car counts. And yeah. Dipping point here as expected. Hopefully that doesn't apply for the rest of the season, but anything could happen. So later tonight, it'll be Essex heading to Atlanta Motor Speedway to continue their closure of the season. It'll be 11:55 Saturday, tomorrow. OSCC has the USA International Speedway, while IFAR hosts their championship race from Chicagoland Speedway. They'll be on Cheesefood Media at 9:30. Then Sunday, DSRA heads to Europe. They head to the Donington Park Circuit, a new track for NR. It'll be 9:30 Sunday night. Next Friday, we got more road course action. It'll be Watkins Glen. So that'll be June 26th, streamed here once again. And yeah, pretty quiet day. Do apologize for the tech issues that have arisen during the race. And yeah, nothing more I can say about it. So thank you viewers for watching, and until Tuesday for BPNR.